So who's running the White House? No, seriously, this is a legitimate question. Who is really in charge of the presidency? Because the way I could describe this right now, this looks like the Western Roman Empire as it's reaching towards decline. And sadly, there is no Majoran to save us. Sorry, there isn't one. We're doomed. There's no Aurelian to save us. There's none of that. There's no Constantine the Great. Sorry, folks. Don't believe in the mythos of a great hero on the hill, because these politicians in D.C. don't have what it takes. But when we look at this White House and its administration, clearly there's something wrong with Joe Biden. And so the Biden family must be called out. They must be addressed. And we, as citizens of this republic, this constitutional republic, we have every right to know what's going on, and what is going on with our quote-unquote leader, our commander-in-chief, the president of, get this, these United States. And right now, BSDNC did a breaking story. And in fact, hey, I'd be wrong not to do the breaking news myself. Why not? Because I love playing with the buttons. So BSDNC is saying that Hunter Biden, I just want to pull this up here, this tweet, just so y'all can see it. It's shot at the hotspot. MSNBC, reporting that Joe Biden's Kraken Barrel head son has been running the country behind the scenes. Say it with me, folks. What could possibly go wrong?
Breaking news. We're now learning that Hunter Biden is attending some of the president's meetings at the White House, staying close to his father post-debate. And
oh, my God, no. It's almost like a scene from Succession, which is a great show, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's a work of art.
NBC's Monica Alba is reporting from Washington, D.C. What more can you tell us, Monica?
Well, these are new details coming into our team, Chris, along with my colleagues, Kristen Welker, Mike Memley, and Sarah Fitzpatrick. We have learned from sources familiar with the situation at the White House that Hunter Biden has been by his father's side ever since they were at Camp David this weekend as a family, where they had some discussions about the president's potential path forward here and his reelection campaign. And that since he returned from Camp David last evening with his father, we understand that Hunter.
I'm going to give a shout out to Wendy Carballo. Thank you so much for this. This is the comment that's going to win the day. I remember, and so do I, by the way, when Trump's kids were advisors and the libs were nuts. Now they don't care. Hey, liberals, weren't you worried about nepotism? Only for the other side. Now, if you excuse me, I need to drink my mimosa and start crying because Rachel Maddow's crying on air about Trump.
Biden has even joined some meetings and conversations that have taken place between the president and some of his most senior advisors and senior staff. And while we should note that it's not unusual for Hunter Biden to be at the White House, to be in the residence, to be attending certain White House events, which we have certainly seen time and time again over the last 3.5 years, where we have seen photos of him and where he has appeared in public, it is unusual, according to the people we spoke with, for him to be participating at this level and to have the sort of regularity of some of these contacts and conversations with senior staff. We understand, again, since returning yesterday from Camp David, where they were more huddled as a family, to now as the president has resumed some of his more traditional meetings at the White House with those key advisors.
So as it stands right now here, White House, Hunter Biden helped with Biden's speech prep Monday. So this is the guy, Hunter Biden was the one who helped out Joe Biden himself. Oh, so terrible. Who knows? The White House said President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, was in a meeting with advisors on Monday to prepare for a speech later that day. He came back with his dad from Camp David, walked him into the speech prep, and he was in the room. I could tell you he was in the room, said the press secretary when asked about reporting that Hunter Biden was advising his father. NBC reported that Hunter Biden has joined meetings with the president and top aides since the debate Thursday. The president's poor performance in the debate has led to shock and panic among the Democrats, which is pure gold to watch, by the way, with some operatives former aides and White House Democrats calling him to step aside. Jean-Pierre on Tuesday said Hunter Biden returned to the White House from Camp David with Biden on Monday afternoon, and the meeting happened quickly upon return. The meeting was to prepare Biden for a speech later that evening about the Supreme Court's presidential immunity decision. Isn't that great? See, now Hunter Biden wants that pardon. But wait, there's one other person. As the president teeters, Jill Biden faces a critical juncture. That's right, Jilly. Oh, and held on. Matt John says, what the F? I thought you were joking. Hunter is in presidential meetings. I think MSNBC put put their eggs in another basket. Who knows what's going on? But yeah, I know. It's very, very gross. Very gross. Very gross indeed. So let's go ahead and push forward. She served for more than 3 years as First Lady, but after President Biden's stunning, shaky debate performance and her subsequent calls for him to step down, Jill Biden and her potential power are suddenly being thrust into the spotlight like never before. It seems to be a make-or-break moment for the president, and I would say that Jill Biden will be there at every turn, said Katherine Jelson, an expert on First Ladies and professor of U.S. women's and gender history at Ohio University. Biden's role in her husband's campaign decision-making process came into sharper focus last week following what even allies described as a disastrous debate against former President Trump in Atlanta. The showing at the CNN debate, which found the 81-year-old Biden stumbling over some answers and staring blankly at times, ignited a firestorm of renewed questions about his age and fitness for office. Prominent figures on both sides of the aisle and multiple newspaper editors called for Biden to drop out of the race rather than face Trump as his 78-year-old opponent. By the way, there's like a 3-year age difference between Trump and Biden. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Trump's got problems too. Yeah. But that debate on Thursday, he looked like an all-star quarterback performer, okay? Biden didn't know what he was doing. You could turn yourself into a pretzel many times you want, vote blue no matter who, but your old dog doesn't have it. But Jill Biden, a Northern Virginia community college professor who also sometimes doubles as her husband's defender-in-chief, made her support clear at an event held 2 days after the debate debacle. Joe isn't just the right person for the job. He's the only person for this job. She doubled down the next day in a phone interview with Vogue from Camp David, where the president's family had reportedly gathered for a photo shoot and discussion. We will continue to fight, Jill said of the commander-in-chief's political future in a cover story this week for the fashion magazine's August issue. President Biden, she said, will not let those 90 minutes define the 4 years he's been president and will always do what's best for the country. But let's talk about what's best for the country. What is best? Let's talk about what is best for the country. You know. We have a president who doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know where he's at. He's confused and his family knows it. They're in a collective denial right now. And because of this, the actions of this family is putting the United States in great jeopardy. We can't have a commander-in-chief who doesn't know what's going on. I mean, this goes for any country. Any country that has a prime minister, king, emperor, president, doesn't matter. They have to know the person in charge, be it a man or woman, guy or gal, has to know what is going on every minute upon the hour. So let's be clear here. Again, this, my friends, is what it looks like when you have an imperial family, a political family, running things behind the scenes, nepotism running amok, all the while the media, being a corporate institution that it is now put in the spot of, do we truly shine a light on it? And they have no choice. I mean, you can make as many excuses as you want for that debate that happened on Thursday. But what you can't ignore is that the whole world, billions of people, now have access to that debate that CNN hosted. And now everyone's going to be asking that question forever. Does Joe Biden's family really love him? That's the question we all have to ask. And to each of you, you'll have to come up with your own answer. The only people who could truly answer it is the Biden family themselves. But he's so old and frail, and they let him go up there on the stage. I have my opinion. What's yours?